Dirk is an MVP, an NBA champion, and the best European to ever play in the league. It might be tough to narrow this down to one thing, but what is Dirk's legacy?
I think the first thing that comes to mind when you think about Dirk is that one-legged fadeaway.
Right.
Yeah, he's done that forever, and I think it's the mark of a true champion that you see now so many players try to emulate what Dirk does. And it's not just big guys. It's not just big guys in the post who are trying to do it. Everyone is trying to work this into their repertoire because they've seen how effective it's been for Dirk. Obviously, LeBron, Durant, those guys, Porzingis coming through, a young guy, but even some point guards like Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, these guys who can get shots off at any time, they're even trying to work in a Dirk one-legger into their game, and people are sort of working on their own adaptations of it, but we know that anytime you see a guy sort of post up, stick that one leg out and fade away, they're doing the Dirk.
And that will be forever.
Yeah.
You know, as long as the NBA goes, someone does that move, the broadcaster, us, whoever it is going to say, oh, he's doing a Dirk. On the playground, I mean, it will forever be the Dirk, that one-legged fadeaway. It's going to be the best statue of all time, I think.
Oh, yeah.
When that gets made outside the AAC there, that's going to be a great statue.
Undoubtedly.
I think another thing for me with his legacy, and it's interesting, right, because Dirk had a legacy before he won the title, and it wasn't that kind. I mean, nowadays everybody loves Dirk. You're hard-pressed to find someone who's not a Dirk fan, truly. But it wasn't always the case. Before he didn't win the title, you know, obviously had lost in the finals, had the MVP year where they lost in the first round. That was a shock. But when he went in 2011 and put together, I still think, one of the more impressive playoff stretches in NBA history, over that 21 games, you know, averaging 28, 8, 2.5 assists, and then upending the LeBron era Heat there in their first finals for that 2011 title. That really, I mean, once you had that, that's the only one he ever got ultimately, but that's fine. You just need one, and to do it against LeBron, obviously going to be one of the best players known ever, that was just so sweet. So many people were suddenly back on the Dirk train and how great he was.
Yeah, what you guys just said, obviously what we're going to remember him by, but to get to those moments, he had to overcome obstacles, and people thought they had him figured out. Basically just get a tall, long guy, get all up in him in 2006 and 2007 when, you know, they gave away that first-round series against the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors took that series.
Yeah.
But to get over those obstacles, Dirk had to drive and learn and show people that, hey, I can just go by you. And he wasn't just relying or settling on the shot. And you remember this 2006, this famous play in the San Antonio Spurs series. But, you know, before he perfected the jump shot, he had to drive to figure things out. Those were his obstacles. Those were the moments where he figured out, you know what, I got to do whatever I got to do. And, you know, that was the variety in his game. Like, we always remember the jump shot, but he was obviously able to put it on the floor.
And also, we need to not forget, and look, he's still playing. Dirk's not done yet, and by the sounds of it, he's got another year in him, but he was one of the most clutch players that we've ever seen, obviously over the last 10, 11, 19 years, really, with this guy. I mean, ESPN Stats and Info, since his rookie season, Dirk has the best plus-minus in the NBA in your clutch time stats, and that's obviously 5 minutes to go, 5-point game.
Yeah.
I mean, he delivered time and time again, hitting big shots when the game was close.
And that's when you talk about his variety as well. It wasn't just that one shot. It was driving, getting the line, hitting threes, everything.